Good morning. I'm here at the bowen-baker trailhead located inside Rocky Mountain National Park. And today I'm going for Baker Mountain. It's going to be the one up there with the light on the summit. Official start time 6:22. And it is going to be a beautiful day. We should have sunny skies and low wind all day long. And after about a 5-minute warm-up on that nice flat trail, we're up here to the trail split. I'm going to take the right and head on up to Baker Gulch. And after about 10 minutes of really easy hiking, you'll arrive at the border. And I'm now going to be leaving Rocky Mountain National Park and entering the Never Summer Wilderness inside the Arapahoe National Forest. It's just now 7:05, and I've been coming up for nearly 45 minutes through the forest. GPS says that I have hiked 1.9 miles, but I am now in the sunshine and I can feel the warmth. All right, let's do this. And so far this trail has been really nice and mellow. Nothing hard at all. You get a few spots of uphill every now and then, but then it flattens out again after that. This has by far been the steepest section. Got a little rocky right there. I'm hitting the switchbacks. According to the GPS, I am 3 miles into the hike, and this has taken me an hour and 15 minutes. I'm back in the trees and I'm hitting more switchbacks. All right, and then after maybe 20 yards on Grand Ditch Road, you split off to the right, cross the water, and pick the trail back up. According to the GPS, this is 4.5 miles out, and it has taken me 2 hours and 3 minutes to get up here. I'm going to continue to the right and take it on up the Baker Pass Trail for just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to branch off and start climbing to the top of Baker Mountain. And that looks pretty scary. I have officially never been on this trail before. It doesn't look like too many other people have been on it either. It's a little overgrown. I forgot how far I'm supposed to hike on this trail before I split off. I'm still on the trail, getting ready to cross the water, and I'm hoping that I see the spot to split off up here. So far, I haven't seen it. This all looks kind of congested over here, but now I'm on the other side of the water. Yeah, this looks tough. And this is going to be about a half mile past the trail split for a total of 5 miles from the trailhead. This has taken me 2 hours and 20 minutes to get out here, and I'm at an elevation of about 10,660. But this is where I'm going to split off and start heading towards Baker Mountain. This grass is pretty back here, but it has soaked up my boots. They're totally wet now. I had to cross the water one more time, but I'm getting much closer. I'm still hiking through this wet marshland, and my feet are soaked. But I'm almost out of it, and this looks like the beginning of the rocks. Oh, finally. I think I may have overshot this a little bit, but then again, I'm not sure. I didn't come up anything too hard. I think I see the ramp. You guys probably can't see it because of the sun, but that looks pretty good. I'm gonna take a quick 5-minute break right here at the base of the rocks. And look at my boots. They're totally soaked out. And when you guys hear me talking about the noon powered water, this is what I'm talking about. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Look at the chemical reaction, the science. I know you guys probably can't see it, but there's a nice looking ramp that leads pretty much all the way up to the top, like right here. Time to load up on a few power beans, and then I'm gonna continue on with the adventure. And that really doesn't look too bad. It just looks like a grinder. I just got done taking a nice 10-minute little break up here in the sun at the base of the rocks. But it's already 9:15, which means I'm nearly 3 hours into the hike. So I gotta keep it going. I need to start heading up. I have put the poles away and busted out the climbing gloves, and I'm ready to do this. I'm just under 10,900 right now, which is pretty good. The summit of Baker is up just over 12,300, so that's a nice little 1,400 foot elevation gain that I've got to do in about the next half mile or so. If you hate looking at rocks, you might want to turn this video off right now. Whoa. Yeah, some of these rocks are moving. I made it over the first little whoop-de-doo at about 11,100. So I'm looking at about 1250 up to the summit. And that's looking over to Baker Pass. Beautiful. And this is looking up at the next part. All right, and I've made it up to this point sticking up, and I could see this from below, and this is basically at the top of the ramp. This is a view from the top of the ramp. I'm just under 11,600, so I've got another 750 vertical feet up to the summit in about 3/10 of a mile. I think I have come up the steepest part. Yeah, right there at the very top of the ramp, it pitches up and gets incredibly steep. However, there are these nice little like moki steps dug into the grass that are like perfect for your toes. And I just walked right up them. And that is looking back at Parika Peak, and Farview Mountain. Oh yes, and the rest of this looks good. I can't believe this is like 95% grass up here. This is not what I was expecting at all. This is much better. I've got a little over 400 more vertical feet in about 2/10 of a mile. So I'm getting real close. I'm in the rocks now. Looking at the last 300 vertical feet in about 1/10 of a mile. That is pretty much straight up. "200 more vertical feet to the summit, and it looks like I can pretty much stay on grass the rest of the way up." All right, guys, it is just now 10:37, which means it has taken 4 hours and 15 minutes to get up here. Baker Mountain. And that's looking over at the green knoll. I love that hike. That's super fun. Yeah, this is pretty savage up here. Look at this drop in front of me. That's going to be the Grand Ditch Road way down there. And what a beautiful day. I couldn't ask for better conditions. Perfect blue sky, virtually zero wind. Yeah, this is unbelievable. This might be the best day of the summer so far, for me anyway. Yeah, this is as good as it gets. Well guys, it's about 11:15 and I need to decide what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking about traversing this ridge over to Mount Stratus. I don't know though. It looks pretty wicked. Ooh. What do we got here? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, the beginning of this all looks pretty good. The only parts I'm concerned about are like right up here and then right over there. And it looks like it gets pretty rowdy. Let's do it. Let's take it on over to Mount Stratus. Wow, this is pretty loose up here. I'm dropping it down. That's looking back up at Baker Mountain. I'm just keeping it flat, coming around this first high point, because it does bottom out again, just past it. I'm getting closer to hitting the very bottom part, and then I'm gonna have some uphill to do. And these are the worst rocks yet, by far. This is pretty epic along here. The nastiness is starting to increase. I might have to take it up and over this little part. Those rocks are huge right there. Massive. I think I just made it through the first little problem area. I'm currently at the lowest point between Baker and Stratus, down here at just under 12,100, and then it looks like the summit of Stratus is just under 12,500. So I've got about a 400-foot elevation gain, which I'm not looking forward to. That's looking out at the green knoll. And then back behind me is Baker Mountain. I'm looking at 3/10 of a mile out to the summit of Mount Stratus. I had to take a quick little break because my GoPro seized up and I had to fix it for the third time today. And that is looking back at where I've come from. I don't think I'm gonna fit through that hole. I think I'm looking at probably just under a 300-foot gain to get up to the summit of Mount Stratus. I'm not that far away from it. This is getting pretty spicy up here. Looks like it gets a little narrow right here. I'm skirting this thing down low. I feel like I have more options down here. And so far so good. I'm almost around it. I'm just about around it, and I think the rest is looking pretty good. I'm only about 1/10 of a mile away from the summit. I just got to get up there to it, and I'm thinking about going straight up right here and trying to regain the ridge again. And yep, I am convinced that this is the way. I think I may have just saw Karen. And that's looking back at where I've come from. And we still have perfect weather conditions. No threat of clouds and a very light breeze. Yeah, it is perfect. I feel like if I can climb up right here and get on the ridge, I'm pretty much home free. Let's do it. Let's take it straight up. Get this over with as quickly as possible. I'm just under the summit. It's right there. And I'm up here, guys. summit of Mount Stratus. All right, it's 12:30 right now, so it took me an hour and 15 minutes to get over here. On the summit of Mount Stratus. This is awesome. And I'm starting to blow through my water pretty quickly now. That took a lot of energy to get from Baker Mountain over here to Mount Stratus. That was rough. And there's that crazy ridge traverse that leads over to the green knoll. I wish I could connect that right there. But there's at least one real nasty section that I don't know if I could get past it. That's a crazy ridge traverse. And it's really not too bad. The first like 3/4 of it. Not until you get over here and into these rocks. Then it gets a little more tricky. I'd say that's low class 3. I mean, I had to use my hands, but there's nothing that's really gonna kill you over there. I shouldn't say that. I mean, you can fall off and crack your head on a rock, but there's no like exposure or anything. All right, guys, and this is what we got left. Mount Nimbus. That looks much easier than getting from Baker over to Stratus. And I'm not getting this close and not trying.